Cancer, what's going on, everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot. Welcome on in here to your September 2023 tarot reading. How are you? Hope all is going well. Just want to mention before we get started, if you're interested in personal readings, you can check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. You'll find that information in the first link in the description below. But Cancer, welcome on in here to your monthly tarot reading for the month of September. And let's see what we got going on here for you. What do we got showing up here for Cancer placements? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Honestly, anywhere in your chart, welcome in Cancer. And let's see what's up here for September 2023. Let's go ahead and have a look. Having a look here at your overall energy, we have here an 8 of Wands. For the current energy, 4 of Cups. What you're dealing with, 2 of Wands here. And then looking at the current outcome, the 5 of Cups coming into play here for you as well. So you start out here with this 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is a card that does represent growth and expansion. So Cancer, feels to me like you're really trying to move in the direction here of growth and expansion coming into your month. Could be about growing your finances, could be about growing on your own personal journey, maybe trying to create more growth in a relationship. But when I look at what you're dealing with, it feels like there's a sense of rejection to this growth that you're looking for. So there is some frustration surrounding that. Is something I'm definitely seeing here so far, because it's like I feel like I'm doing everything within my power to reach that place of growth. I'm putting in the time, I'm putting in the effort, but there is this sense of feeling rejected here. So I do get the sense here, Cancer, I almost want to sit here and say rejection is God's protection. I mean, I do wholeheartedly believe that. At the end of the day, if something's meant for you, it'll be for you. But if it's not, that rejection will guide you to where you need to go here nonetheless. Now, looking at what you're dealing with, Cancer, 2 of Wands, you've kind of reached a doorway where you don't know which door to pick, you know? So there's 2 doors here that are opening. Which path do I go? Which path do I choose? And I feel like what you're being called to here most, Cancer, is to take the path of least resistance. The only thing, though, is that the path that is the path that is having resistance is the path you want to be a part of. So it's a little hard here and a little disappointing, right? Looking at the current outcome, 5 of Cups, this is the card that could represent disappointment. So Cancer, the story here that I'm picking up on so far is like, okay, I want to go down this path, but I keep feeling so much resistance to it. And it would be easier to take the path of least resistance. Maybe this is a moment where rejection's God's protection. I should trust that there is something better out there for me, but I have my eyes set out for what it is I want, and I'm having a very difficult time here getting what I want throughout this entire experience. So it's frustrating for sure. It's disappointing for sure. And I think that throughout this month, it's like I'm trying to make it work. I'm trying to move past resistance and hope that if I keep on pushing towards what I want, I can get it. But I think that the more you keep on going towards that resistance, the more you encounter more of it, right? Whatever it is you resist persists. And I think that it's starting to become very, very clear to you here in that retrospect. Now, let's have a look and see what's showing up in your challenge position. So what's coming up here in the challenge for Cancer throughout September 2023? We have here the Lovers. Yeah. So you really care about something, right? Cancer, this could be about, I really want this business of mine to work. So I'm giving it my all. I'm putting my all into it. I love it. I care for it. But that's what you could be seeing resistance in. You could really be in love with someone. You can have a relationship with somebody, but maybe there's been a lot of resistance showing up in that relationship. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm powering forward, trying my hardest here to make it work. I see here, though, that the challenge is that you very much so significantly care for this path that you want to see work to your favor. So this is something you heavily care about, and that's why it's such a challenge to let go of it. That's why it's so difficult here at this time. Yeah, I mean, look, we got here a 3 of Pentacles, and you have here a King of Pentacles coming out here in the reverse. Now, 3 of Pentacles is the energy of working on something, and King of Pentacles reversed is the energy of instability, something not having a solidified foundation, something here not being abundant. So Cancer, it's like the harder I work, it feels like it's still not working out for me. It's still not happening, right? Now, besides all of this disappointing news that we're hearing so far, because I don't want you guys to think that, hey, this is just going to be a reading ragged on Cancers or any sort of just disappointing information. There will be positive stuff coming up here for you, but I want to go ahead and kind of take the moment here to have a quick chat with you in hopes that this could put you at ease in a way. Now, I've been through many periods in my life because I'm a very stubborn person, and I can admit that about myself. Not saying you guys are stubborn, but me personally, I'm stubborn. And I've had paths before that I so desperately wanted to work for me, and I would go after it over and over again, no matter what, because I needed to make it happen. And there are many moments where I found success in being resilient and overcoming the tribulations of life. But those were moments where those things were meant to work out for me. I've also faced encounters where I've busted my ass day in and day out to try to make something work. And I loved it. I cared for it. I was passionate. I was invested. But no matter what I did, I was always faced with this energy of rejection and with this energy of resistance. And what I learned in those moments is okay, universe, there is something here that I'm not seeing then. Because if I'm not going down this road, if I can't make it down this road, it cannot be for me. Because anything that is for me will be so effortless. Anything that is for me will feel so natural. It'll come so natural. It'll be as if I was born to be doing what it is I'm doing. So I learned that on my path, sometimes taking that path of least resistance is exactly where you need to go, because if something's truly meant for you, it's going to feel very, very natural. You don't feel like you have to force it. You don't feel like you have to work so hard to be able to attain it, achieve it, and make it happen. So in my personal life, when I was a lot younger, there was a scenario like this where I wanted to make it work desperately. And I found myself realizing that I was actually more low vibrational, more hurt, more upset, struggling way more, the more I kept trying to make something work, rather than when I decided to finally say, you know what, universe, whatever's meant for me will be. I'm going to go take the path of least resistance. And the moment that I did that, my entire life changed. I actually got guided somewhere better than where I was trying to get to in the first place. And that's the one thing that I love so much about the statement that rejection is God's protection, because you'll feel like maybe you'll get something okay or decent if you take the path of least resistance. But 9 times out of 10, if you take the path of least resistance, it turns out to be so much better than what you were originally trying to make happen in the first place. So Cancers, trust can be hard, and trusting the process is incredibly difficult. But if you can allow yourself to take this path of least resistance, I think you're going to be very, very surprised about how well things really do work out for you. Okay? All right, though, Cancerian. Moving along here forward, though, for you, let's have a look and see what you can expect coming up in September 2023. So what can my Cancerian peeps expect here this month? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What can they expect here in September? We have here the Star card. Love it. Star card is the energy of alignment. So Cancer, things are starting to align for you while things are also cycling out here of your life. We have here the 9 of Cups. There's going to be a certain level of happiness and fulfillment coming in because of that. And what are we talking about? We're talking about the Tower. So Cancer, there is going to be a change happening here for you when you start to see yourself shift and align to where you're supposed to be going. So now that you've taken the path of least resistance, because it looks like you'll be doing so, you're starting to see things become favorable. You're seeing things work. 5 of Pentacles, you might be falling out of alignment with what you've wanted originally, but it's okay now. You're starting to see where, directionally where you're going. And with a Tower card, it's like, okay, I'm accepting this change. Tower card represents change. It represents what's not for you, whatever needs to kind of phase out of your life so that something new can be built and established. So therefore, you're making room here, Cancer. Remember, guys, sometimes you need to let go in order to make space and to make room for the new things to come on into our lives. And that's exactly what's happening here for you. So Cancer, Tower hits, Tower strikes, but I don't feel like it's a rough or bumpy ride. 9 of Cups is like, wait a minute, I kind of like this, So new beginning is coming in already. What other information do we have showing up here for Cancerian regarding September 2023? We have here the Knight of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and we have here the King of Swords. Yeah, it was a slow moving energy. I think it took you a minute, Cancer. It took you a while to start taking the path of least resistance. But once you guys did, truth really started to shine in your life. Ace of Swords is seeing the truth in the situation. It's having clarity. It's knowing that this is the right thing to do. And it's seeing a very clear kind of path and outcome. So Cancer, I feel like here with the Ace of Swords, you're seeing the truth of like, oh wait, this was meant to happen. This is good for me. So King of Swords here says, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I stay disciplined. I stay focused on taking this path of least resistance, and I allow myself to keep going forward. So Cancers, you're being very diligent, being very disciplined, feels really good here so far. 6 of Pentacles, you're also feeling so much more chill and balanced. It is an incredibly frustrating time, guys, when we keep going after something and then it doesn't work, but we keep on pushing. It is very frustrating. It's draining. It's a rough experience, but now you're so much more chilled out. You're so much more balanced. And basically, essentially, what you want still came to you. It just came in a different form, you know? And that's one of the things I had to learn about resistance in general. It's not that you can't get what you want, but maybe it's about getting it in a completely different form. For example, maybe you really love somebody. You want to be with them, but they don't feel the same, you know? You're feeling resistance there, but what is the key foundation of what you're looking for? You're looking for love, not necessarily that person. So you may find love, which is what you've looked for the entire time, in a completely different person, and it may be even better than you could have ever imagined, you know? So I like that, Cancer. Definitely being a lot more chill, a lot more calm and collected, looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and progress further. For the rest of September, we have here the 10 of Pentacles, we have here the 7 of Swords, we have here the 4 of Swords, and we have here the 7 of Pence. Yeah, Cancer, you guys are very glad that you've let go. 4 of Swords here to the 7 of Swords. 10 of Pentacles is a card that represents major abundance, starting to feel like you have it all. It's also just an energy that can symbolize stability, so I feel like you are in a good place mentally here. You're in a good place in your environment. You're in a good place financially. Like, you're in a good place here, Cancer, where it's like I have zero complaints. Like right now, life is going good. And with the 7 of Pentacles showing up here for you, this represents that you are now focusing on planting new seeds in your new beginning. So Cancers, now that you've let go of what isn't serving, what isn't working, you're planting new seeds on what will be working for you, and you're really following through with that course, okay? Now, in reference here for Cancer, what is going to be the most important message they need to hear in September 2023? What's the most important message that Cancerians need to hear at this moment in time? We have here a Temperance, we have here a 6 of Swords, and Cancer, we have here a 10 of Cups. Hello, hello. Temperance card showing up over here. As you move forward, let me pair these two together. As you move forward, 6 of Swords to the Temperance, things are going to keep on getting better from here on out. So September is a very eye-opening month, but it's also a month of massive release for you. And this is the month where things start to change. It's where everything starts to change for you. So universe here says things are getting better here on out. Embrace it, enjoy it, and allow yourself to be in the highest of vibrations that you can be. You know, 10 of Cups here is a card that represents I'm super fulfilled. I feel good. I'm not worried. I'm not in a negative space. Like, you feel like you can actually kind of kick it back a little bit and enjoy life, and you're not dealing with the stress or the struggle. So Cancers, it's only going to get better from here on out is what the universe is saying to you. So I love that. That's the most important message coming on in here for you. Now, let's go ahead and take a look maybe at other areas here of Cancerian's life. Let's have a look here at your career. What do we have for the career for Cancer? What's going on career-wise here for Cancer? We have here the Hermit, and we have here the Knight of Wands. Could be coming back to your career. Some of you might have recently been on a vacation, so you might be returning from a vacation here in September. This could be the energy, though, of coming back or returning to a career after a much-needed break, especially if you're a Cancer who has a creative outlook kind of career, like maybe you're an artist, maybe you are a content creator, maybe you work in social media. You know, it might be something that's very draining or something that is very creative, so you might have needed a bit of a break before you return to it. For other Cancers, this could be the energy of feeling a spark again in your career, which is cool. You might be starting to feel more passionate again, especially if you kind of lost that passion a while ago. That passion may be getting resparked here. And for other groups of Cancers, if this resonates, Knight of Wands here might be saying that you're interested in moving into a different career space. The Hermit card here might actually be the opposite, saying, I'm not feeling so connected anymore to my career space, so I do want to explore my options. So it can kind of go either way, depending on how it resonates to you, but definitely not a bad thing, right? You know, if anything in our lives doesn't feel like it resonates with us, we always have the choice to see what else is available to us, okay? Now, looking at love here for Cancer, what do we have for love? All right, we have here a 6 of Wands in reverse. We have here a Queen of Swords, and we have here a King of Cups. I do get the sense here for some Cancerians, you could be taking attention off of a specific person. Queen of Swords here to a 6 of Wands in reverse would represent that you're not giving the focus here to somebody any longer. You know what it kind of feels like, though? This doesn't feel like Cancers that are already in relationships. So if you're a Cancer already in a romantic relationship, chances are This has nothing to do with you. Your relationship's a-okay and fine. But if you're a Cancer who was connected to somebody, if you were in a situationship, if you were in just a genuine connection with someone, but it wasn't ever really official, I think that you're starting to take the attention off of someone, and you may be distancing yourself from the specific person to take more time out to focus on you. But I also feel here with the King of Cups, King of Cups is a card of a person who loves themselves, but most importantly, respects themselves. And you might have been feeling like you weren't getting the respect you deserve in your love life. So with that being said, you decided to completely isolate and say, screw this, I'm going to go focus on me instead. And I'm also going to keep my options open, but I'm only going to make a commitment to somebody who actually deserves me. So seeing you're worthy, seeing your value, making sure that you are getting what it is you know you deserve. Now, looking into the personal life here, Cancer, before we sign out with the outcome, how's Cancer's personal life looking coming into the month here of September? How's Cancer's personal life looking? We have a 10 of Wands. We have here the Knight of Cups. And lastly, Cancerian, the 10 of Swords. Love it. Yeah, it's the ending to suffering, guys. And that's what this whole reading is pretty much about. Because I mentioned that, like, you were on this path of resistance. It was tough. It was hard. It was heavy. But now you're coming into the ending of that. So burdens here are clearing out for Cancer. You have a much more better perspective. You have a much more positive attitude here. You know, going forward, things feel well. Things feel good. And you feel incredibly positive. So Cancerians, love that for you. And let's go ahead. Excuse me. Let's go ahead here, Cancer, and sign off here with your outcome. Do you want to mention, Cancer? Excuse me, guys. Definitely feeling in your reading a lot of throat chakra energy. So I want to mention, if you're a Cancer and you need to speak your truth, if there is anything that you're holding back, anything that you're biting your tongue about or biting your tongue over, September could be a good month for communication. It could be a good month of letting things out, saying what needs to be said, especially if you've been silent. So don't be hesitant or afraid to break your silence is one thing I want to mention here for Cancerians as well. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles, do yourself a service, say what you need to say what you feel. Don't worry too much about it, right? If something needs to come on out, remember you're the person who's in control. You're the person who's in charge of your own life. Don't let feelings get bottled up inside of you, but instead be that boss energy who's going to be incredibly expressive, okay? All right, though. Now, what's going to be the official outcome for Cancer's month in September, please? Official outcome for Cancer throughout September 2023. And what do we got? Ace of Cups, baby. Hell yeah, Cancer. Love it. This is the energy of coming out, feeling fulfilled, feeling as if your cup is filled and everything here is good and well. You know, this can be love. Some of you guys might be having new love appear in your life, especially if your resistance situation was about chasing a person. You know, you might let go and you might find love with somebody brand new. But I think that nonetheless here, wherever you're going next, wherever you're being guided next, Cancer, it's like, shit, like I actually feel like I love life now, when in comparison to how I felt previously, I wasn't loving life so much. So Cancer, it's nice to feel like you love life again. You're present, you're enjoying it, you're having yourself a grand old time. And I'm absolutely super happy to convey that message to you. Okay? All right, my beautiful Cancerian peeps. Thank you guys so much for coming out here to your reading for September 2023. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and a comment below. And if any of you are new, definitely do consider subscribing. I'd be so happy to welcome you here into the Soul family. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. I'd be happy to have you. If you'd like a personal reading, first link in the description below to my website. I'll meet you guys over there. But Cancer, enjoy the ride in September. Have yourselves a wonderful time, and I will see you all in the next video. Much love, Cancers, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.